Hi there. Welcome to Orientation with Idaho Virtual Academy. We're glad you're here. Right now I'm going to read a message from our head of school, Kelly Edgington. Dear new students and families, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to Idaho Virtual Academy. I am happy that you have chosen to enroll with our school. I would also like to congratulate you on attending this orientation today. Right now, you are taking the first step in having a successful and rewarding experience with IDVA. To me, a new school year brings forth thoughts of new beginnings, fresh starts, and the promise of exciting things to come. Each person has a specific and individual reason for being here today. We are here to honor your individual choice and help you meet your goals in enrolling with our school. Please talk with your teacher about why you came to IDVA and what you would like to achieve. Keep communication lines open throughout the year. Let your teacher know when you have questions, when things aren't going as you had expected, and when things are going well too. We are here for you. IDVA's program may be different than anything you've ever done. Complete the orientation tasks. These will help you learn our system and program. As you get started, be sure to set aside time for planning. Work with a weekly and daily calendar in order to organize your schooling schedule. Use the lesson guides. They will tell you exactly what to do. If you have questions, don't hesitate. Seek help from our staff. Know that you are not alone. I am honored to have our new students and their families join our school, and I'm proud of you for teaming with us to take ownership of your and your child's education. Sincerely, Kelly Edgington, IDVA Head of School. So our agenda today, and before we continue, I'll just take a moment to introduce myself. I'm the high school master teacher. My name is Andrea Wells, and I'll be leading you through this orientation video. First, we'll have a welcome to IDVA. We'll talk about getting set up and organized, learning coach responsibilities, student responsibilities, setting up accounts, the LC and the student account, the attendance policy, communication, including K-mail, newsletters, teachers, and handbooks, live classes, the assessment schedule, the Strong Start checklist completion requirements, and resources. So both of those videos gave you a little bit of an idea from a parent perspective of what it's like to think about scheduling your day and what you might be able to expect from your student as he or she becomes more familiar with the program and what your responsibilities might possibly be as a learning coach. Right now we'll talk a little bit more specifically about the learning coach and our expectations for you at the Idaho Virtual Academy. Before we get into the items that are listed on the screen, I want to make sure that it's clear what or who the learning coach is. The learning coach is the adult who has agreed to be designated as the learning coach for the student. And that adult can be a parent, and it most frequently is, but not always. Sometimes the learning coach is a family friend. It might be a grandparent. It might be an aunt or an uncle, or an older sibling. So many adults can fulfill that role, but one adult must be designated as that person who will receive information from our school about the student and who will work closely with the student to make sure that he or she is successful here. So the learning coach needs to ensure that the student is attending every class every day. At the high school level, this is extremely important. The learning coach needs to check or work with the student to ensure that he or she has completed all assigned daily lessons, assignments, quizzes, assessments, and has attended live classes. You'll work with your students' teachers to ensure that the grades and/or progress are on track. The learning coach needs to make sure there's a consistent schedule, and I think that you learned about that in the previous two videos about how important it is to schedule time, and not only for schoolwork, but for breaks, for meals, and for other activities that your student may be involved in. But knowing what the schedule is and knowing where the schoolwork is going to fit into the day is key. Make sure that you're helping your student to prepare and be ready for what they need to do for the upcoming school day. Make sure that you and your student are communicating. As soon as you have a question or see that your student may be struggling, contact your homeroom and/or content area teachers. We're here to assist your family, and we want to hear from you. Have fun. Enjoy watching your student grow academically. Learning is fun. students who are watching. And if students are not watching, learning coaches, please take note. So on the screen, you can see that the items are the same as what was presented on the Learning Coach screen. Every class, every day, a consistent schedule, preparation, communication, and having fun. So these same things are essential for the student as well. Attending every class every day must be part of the routine. Having a consistent schedule that you know in advance and that you know will be the same on a regular basis is also essential. Preparation, making sure you have the materials you need, that you've done the work before you go to your Class Connect sessions or before you try to get help when you have a question. Make sure that you've done as much of the work as possible before you go, letting your teacher know that you don't understand something. Communication. Make sure that if you have a question or if you're struggling, you contact your homeroom or content area teachers. They're here to assist your family and you, and they want to hear from you. And most of all, have fun with your learning. Right now, we're going to take a look at a video about setting up accounts for both the learning coach and the student. And if you've done this already, it's just a short video. You're welcome to fast forward through it. But if you haven't set up these accounts, please make sure to watch carefully.
This quick tour will go over how learning coaches manage their accounts and their students' accounts in the online school, or OLS. To log in to the online school, go to k12.com and click the OLS login button. If you have not already set up your learning coach account for the online school, select Set up your account under Account Registration. Enter the Learning Coach registration ID that was emailed to you and the 10-digit phone number you used in the enrollment process. Next, follow the online directions to create your Learning Coach username and password. During account setup, you will also have the opportunity to create usernames and passwords for your students. If you are not ready to set up their account, don't worry. You will be reminded again when you log into the online school. After you set up your online school account, you can return to the OLS login page and enter your newly created username and password to access your online school. If you forget your username or password, please use the links on the login page to retrieve them. Once you're in the OLS, if you have not already done so, you will be prompted to set up accounts for your students. It is important for your student to complete their schoolwork using their account. Click on Create Student Account to set up a username and password for each student. If you've already created a username for your student, it will be displayed on this page when it opens. If you haven't given your student a username or password yet, click here and set up username. You can always manage your account using the My Account menu at the top right of your OLS pages. Clicking the My Account menu lists options for you to go to your account information and your student's information, as well as orders and shipments. Let's take a look at your account information. You're able to update your username, password, security question, email address, and phone numbers on this page. The fields with stars by them are required, and all these fields must be filled in before you can save your changes. If you try to enter a new username and it's not available, we'll ask you to select another one. You can always click Suggest a Username, and your username will be replaced by one we know is available. If you don't like this one, clicking Reset will retrieve your old username. If your student forgets their password, you can return to My Account at any time to create a new password for your student. Your student cannot use the Forgot Username or Password prompt at the login screen. The learning coach must change it in their account if it is lost or forgotten. Your address is also listed on this page, but since this information is maintained by your school, you must contact your school to update it. Clicking Save at the bottom of this page will save your changes and close the pop-up. Thank you for watching this quick tour on managing your account. Please watch all the quick tours available so you can get the most out of your K-12 online school.
Attending school is vital to student success. Please ask for help if you or your student is confused, starting to fall behind, or if you have any questions. We want all of our students to succeed, and we are here to help support you. Attendance includes logging into your classes each and every school day, progressing through the lessons and completing assignments consistently, attending live classes. Please review Policy 902.5 and our attendance support procedures in your student handbook for more information. And just a little bit more about attendance at high school. So to actually record that attendance, that means going to each class every day and then doing the assigned work. So assigned work can include reading, studying, taking notes, as well as doing the items that count for your grade, which are quizzes, tests, essays, labs, and other assignments. Please don't skip the reading. It's very common for students to tell their parents they have nothing to do because they don't actually have a graded assignment due on a particular day. But the reading is essential so that those graded assignments can be done as well as possible. And all of that together counts for your attendance. Communication. Regular and frequent communication with your teachers is key to student success. Teachers will use Kmail, which is our internal email system, and it's completely secure. Phone, newsletters, and these will be sent out through Kmail on a weekly basis. Assemblies, these are live online sessions where students and teachers will gather for a variety of reasons. We might be celebrating a holiday such as Veterans Day. We might be having an assembly to celebrate a student of the month. We might have an assembly which could be student-led. Occasionally we have ambassador assemblies led by our high school students that allow students the opportunity to learn more about each other and engage in some fun things. And of course, assemblies of that type are optional. Finally, we will communicate with you through handbooks, through live help, and course and online school announcements. With the handbooks, there is lots of important information in there. Please make sure you are carefully reading it, and you'll notice on the next screen that you're actually required to sign the agreement that indicates you've read the handbook and you take responsibility for it. Live Help is scheduled Monday through Thursday by all high school teachers for their students to be able to drop in and ask questions if they have them. Your teachers will send you more information about Live Help in Kmail. Course and online school announcements are very important. Your teachers will update those on a regular basis. And right now, while we're looking ahead to the first day of school starting, please be aware that when you log on to your classes on that first day, that's the way your teachers are most likely going to communicate with you about how to get started in their courses. So look for that course news announcement in the center of the screen, which will direct you to the best place to get started in the course. Note that our team, our entire staff, including teachers, is available Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll do our best to return all messages as soon as we can. Live class. On the left-hand side of the screen is what high school live class looks like. So I'll go over that with you right now. When you log on to your main home screen in the high school, you'll have an area in the upper left-hand corner called Class Connect, and it will look very similar to what you see on the screen right now. These items right here, where there's a name such as LAC 2, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, this indicates a Class Connect session that is scheduled for this day. When you click on the link at the appropriate time, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, that link will take you to a live class session where you'll be with other students and your teacher. Please note that if you're in the Pacific time zone, which is the northern part of our state, that class would actually take place at 2 p.m. Pacific time in your area. So remember that 3 p.m. Mountain Time will be the southern part of the state. They'll be an hour ahead of those of you who are in the Pacific time zone. So be aware that there are some differences there. The assessment schedule. A few of these are specific to high school students. Let's start with the top one, the Math and ELA, or English Language Arts, interim assessments. Those will take place about every 6 to 8 weeks in your English and math courses, and they'll be just another part of your online course. Your teachers will schedule these for you, and the purpose of them is to provide important feedback for your teachers about where you are in your knowledge of various skills that they're trying to ensure that you have for your grade level. Next are the ISAT and state assessments. Those will take place in the spring in April and May, and you will receive information about those at least a month before your scheduled date. Please note that these are face-to-face exams. We will have locations throughout the state of Idaho where we will set up our computer lab, and your student will be required to attend and complete his or her tests at that time. So when you receive your notification about your schedule, please make sure to mark your calendar and make plans to get your student there as scheduled. IRIs are for younger students, kindergarten through 3rd grade. The benchmark assessments are for those students as well. For the last item, well, almost the last item, are the high school finals. And those are for our regular VHS high school students and our alternative high school students. And they take place at the end of semester 1 and quarter 2, as well as semester 2 and quarter 4. They're 2 days at both times. You don't have to take your finals over both days. Let's say you only have 3. You could take all 3 of those either on the 20th or the 21st. It's your choice. Or if you wanted to spread them out over both days, you could take 2 on one day and 1 on the other day. It's up to you. So do be aware that there is that flexibility there, and you are the one who decides how you want to attend. Again, those are face-to-face final exams at locations throughout our state. When you receive your information about your finals, please make sure to mark your calendar and make plans to attend. Lastly, our 11th graders do take the SAT test in April, about the middle of April, and that's a graduation requirement. You will receive information about your scheduled date and time, as well as the face-to-face location where you'll be attending. Now, the parent-student agreement. This is an agreement that you will receive a link to in a survey form in Kmail to complete as part of the orientation process. Let's take a look at it in full, just a moment. The Idaho Virtual Academy will partner with you to ensure a successful learning experience for your child. As the school year starts, your teacher will be right by your side, guiding you and your student. To make this partnership work as well as possible, you and your student's agreement to the following items is essential. We agree to attend and complete all required state and school testing. So those are the items we were just looking at on the assessment calendar. We agree to follow the daily or weekly plan or the weekly work schedule as outlined and comply with the school attendance policy. So please make sure you review that in the handbook, and I'll share the link where you can get that, or remember it will also show up in your Kmail. We agree to read and to be responsible for school information sent to us. So be aware that this information will come to you through email, Kmail. It may come to you through phone, through the assemblies possibly, or through the weekly newsletters. So lots of different ways that information can arrive. Most of the time it's Kmail, but there are other avenues as well. We agree to communicate regularly with IDVA teachers and staff. We agree to have continuous access to the internet and a working computer designated for school in order to school every day. We have an alternative plan in place should our computer or internet stop working. This part is very important. At the high school level, you must have continuous access, meaning throughout the day, not for just an hour here or an hour there or an hour when you go to the library, but all day long, because everything you do pretty much is online and requires internet. With regard to the backup plan, this means that you have an alternate computer, say a family computer that's already in your home, or maybe you have a tablet, an iPad or a Surface tablet or some other type of tablet device that connects to the internet. If it connects to the internet, most likely you can use it to connect to your schooling. Many smartphones can connect to your schooling as well. But beyond that, also make sure you are backing up your work on some kind of external drive, whether it's a thumb drive or an external hard drive, so that if something goes wrong with your computer, you still have any work that you've been working on that you can then go to another computer or device and access. We have read the assigned Parent-Student Handbook and agree to the guidelines established by Idaho Virtual Academy. So again, please make sure to review that. And once you've done all of these things, then you will type your name in the box as the parent and as the student and submit it. So you'll complete all orientation tasks and for us, it's Friday, September 4th. For students enrolling after the start of the school year, you must read and complete all orientation tasks by the assigned deadline. And you'll mark yes or no, and then submit. Here's the orientation checklist that you're currently working on. So if you're watching this video, you were unable to attend the local face-to-face orientation for whatever reason, and now you're watching the orientation instead. Make sure that you've set up your Student and Learning Coach account, you submit the Parent-Student Acknowledgement Form, you complete your orientation course, which is an online course that should be available for you on Monday the 31st and that you should complete by Friday the 4th. You'll complete a welcome call with your homeroom teacher, and for younger students, they will be required to provide ISAT scores or take a benchmark assessment, but most high school students will not be doing that. The first day of school is on September 8th. We hope that you are ready to rock when that day arrives. The resources. So if you go to idvaK12start.com, you'll find lots of informative videos, but you'll also find those student handbooks. And for high school students, you'll click on the High School tab, and in there you will find that handbook. And again, it will also show up in your K-mail. Also on the same site, but more aimed at parents, you'll find lots of videos and other resources that can help answer many of the questions you may encounter. The handbooks will also have lots of information once you access them, and of course our IDVA staff are here to help. We hope you'll call us, K-mail us, or email us. Thanks so much for watching.